right, well, on to another strong woman. My first guest is the voice behind hits including Good For You, I love that song, Same Old Love, I love that one too, and the song I sing during karaoke, Lose You to Love Me. Such a great album. It's a new album called Rare. It's out now. Give it up for Selena Gomez! That's amazing. Does that happen like in Target? Like,
no.
Like you just walk in and you're like, well, thank you, I arrived.
Half the time they're like, is that her? Or
that's always, they
I'm
never.
like sweats and everything, yes.
But you went to your childhood home. Is that kind of special for you? Like where you grew up?
It was so, well, I try to go there often just because it's nostalgic for me, and I've gone every year, so, well, there's me.
Yeah.
And, but I grew up there. Everything started from there. So I actually got to knock on the door, and someone was finally there because no one's ever there. And it was this just chill dude, and he's like, yeah, come look around. He was so unfazed that I was there. He's like, yeah, apparently you wrote on this wall. He goes, also, there's a crib in the garage if you want it. I was like, my crib? He was like, yeah. I was like, my crib is in your garage? He goes, yeah. I was like, can I have it? He goes, sure. I'm like, he has all this stuff. And I had written in the closets that I was in love with Cole Sprouse.
I am older than you. Who is that?
Cole Sprouse was on Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Okay, I know that.
And I was obsessed with that show. And I thought we were going to be together one day. Then I guest starred on the show. But I kissed his brother, and I didn't get to kiss Cole.
I always feel bad for y'all. I hate acting. So, like, I don't know how you do that. Like, you don't know where their mouths have been. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Your first kiss was with a stranger and an actor? That's
on
scarring.
Camera.
Oh, my God.
It was one of the worst days of my life.
You know what? Mine wasn't acting, and it wasn't on camera. Mine was horrible. It was like he was searching for something with his tongue.
Oh,
it was, It was, I was like, there's nothing in there. It's just my mouth. Like, and then I literally went and spit in his bathroom. It was horrible. But I don't think I got to this last time, to ask you this last time you were here, but how did you and your husband meet? Because I know Matt is an incredible writer. He literally wrote one of my favorite songs I've ever recorded, someone. Like, he's so talented. Yeah. So how did y'all meet? Was it while you were working, like in the studio?
Well, yes, so we got set up, we were both at RCA, and we got set up by our A&R person there, just not set up like that, but just set up to work.
Yeah.
And I was like cutting a couple of the songs that he had written, and we met at Aroma Cafe on Tahunga in the Valley, and we ended up being there for like 2 hours talking, and I was like, I gotta go, what am I doing? Why are we talking about all these like 90s music that we like and like really connecting?
Because you're cool and 90s music is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's how we met. And then we recorded a little bit in the studio and everything was pretty professional. And then he asked me out on a date. It was around Valentine's Day. And then we like casually kind of started dating like a month after that. And we broke up. And then we got back together, and then we broke up, and then we got back together. And we were like, we should have a baby. And then we had a baby. And I was like, if any of my kids ever do that, you're all gonna die. But it worked out really great for us.
Oh my God, I love this story. This is a movie.
Yeah, and like 2 weeks later, I was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
I know.
He is funny. I have to show you this. He replaced their faces in the house to see if you would notice, I guess, with the Jonas Brothers. Did you notice?
On like our frame photos. Okay, well, here's what I did notice. We get People magazine in the mail, and so I saw the magazine, and it was like shredded, sitting on the counter, and it was a Jonas Brothers one. And I'm like, I don't even know what to think about. My kids probably did something weird with this magazine.
Yeah.
Right? And so then, you guys, that's my birthing photo, okay?
That's your birthing photo.
And so then he had cut all the Jonas Brothers heads out and put them on all of our framed photos in the house. He's so weird.
If weird means awesome, I love that. It's just so fun to
He waited until I noticed, and it took like a couple of days for me to...
Which says something. Maybe not so observant in your household.
Yeah. Well, there's just a million.
You have 3 kids and a lot of animals. I get it. No, I get it.
But
I get it.
he's a really great prankster, and honestly, some of the posts on Instagram, if you don't follow him on Instagram, it's quite a laugh. Sometimes his stuff is so weird, it goes over my head. I'm like, I didn't get that one. And then the other ones, I'm like, I'm dead. You're so funny.
Yeah.
What's going on?
He is. It just seems, the reason why I asked is y'all seem like you have such a cute relationship, like friendship as well.
Totally.
That's
we do.
cool.
We do. And, you know, he's a real chatty guy. So at the end of the day, when I come home from work and I'm like tapped, he like downloads all the information to me from the day, and we kind of like, he gives me all current events and his hot takes on everything, and he's just great. But I left a note. I went to New York last week, and I left a note for my kids because I left at like 4 a.m. and I'm like, love you, family. I'll miss you guys. And he just posts on Instagram a picture of it, and he's like, I think my wife left me.
It's been 16 years since High School Musical. Do you remember the beginning of that? Because that was your big first thing,
yeah,
right?
like I remember all the auditions, definitely, because there were a lot of them.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Yeah. There were like 3, but like, I remember
you know, the
them
same thing with
distinctly.
Idol. People don't know that, but there were many auditions before you even got to the TV part.
Oh, yeah, of course. I like remember meeting Zach for the first time, meeting Lucas for the first time.
Oh, wow.
Me and Ashley had already met because we did a commercial together like a month prior.
Random?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's wild. The time just keeps flying.
Yeah. Well, you start so young. I think that's what happens when
I'm like, I got decades under my belt now.
I know it feels weird. I feel weird saying like 20 years, and that feels weird for me
Yeah.
too. But do you ever hear from like younger kids just now discovering it? Because speaking of my daughter, my kids actually were introduced to my nanny is in love with you as well. So she showed them High School Musical and they love it. So do you have like little kids now coming back? Because you're like, that was a long time ago.
I mean,
but
yeah,
they're
a
just now
long
seeing
time
it.
ago.
I know what they think. Is it weird? Do they think? Because my daughter, like, she'll see people and she'll be like, wait, but is that the same girl? Because they don't get that it came out like years ago.
Totally.
Do you get kids
I
doing
mean,
that?
I feel like I kind of look the same.
You look
still.
Congratulations on that. That doesn't work for all of us.
Good genes.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's so
thing.
crazy because it continues to live on, like for generations.
Yeah.
But like
especially with streaming.
That's like the magic of musicals, though. You know, like I remember watching West Side Story for the first time when I was like 3 years old.
Yeah.
And like now there's a new one for the new generation. Like musicals just have this like legacy about them. They don't go out of style.
I think also it has a lot to do, I mean, the story, yes, but also the music is what captivates you. And I know you put out albums like while you were doing that. So are you going to do that again? I like you singing.
Thank you. I like singing too. They like me singing. It definitely, I had to sit back for a second and like figure out what it is that I wanted to do because
like focus on?
Yeah, and like I felt like if I was going to do it again, I wanted it to be like really authentically myself and like really be my own voice and perspective and writing. And I just like honestly haven't gotten there. It hasn't been like the main priority. I feel like if I was to do anything, like a jazz something would probably be the first.
That's cool. See, I love when people do that. Me too, but I love when people do like unexpected like that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just personal. Like that's what I listen to. Like I've always got Julie London or Billie Holiday playing at my house, and people are like, interesting. I'm like, I'm a grandma. I don't know.
Yeah, I have some grandma taste about me too, but I think it's just called good taste.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it
I think
is.
it's just like classic sound that sounds good. Yeah. Well, to combine their love of popcorn with their upcoming residency, it is time for a clever game. It's cleverly named, called What's Poppin' in Vegas? Ooh. Yeah. What's poppin' in Vegas? You better sing, Jesse. We need a host. Oh, Lord, are you there?
I am here. How you doing, Kelly?
I'm great. I'm on the winning team.
All right. Hey, Kevin, Nick, Joe, how you boys doing? I tell you what, I don't care what anyone says. Y'all my favorite creation. That's what I'm talking about.
Y'all my favorite creation.
Thank you. Okay, now here's how this game works. I'm going to ask a question that has to do with Las Vegas in some way or another. And if you know the answer, you're going to hit your button and let me have it. Now, you can hit the button before I'm done talking, but why deprive yourself of my golden voice? Okay? Now, also, the commandments don't apply here because steals are allowed. Okay? Now, here's your first question.
Oh, okay.
According to experts, what game in Las Vegas has the best odds for you winning?
What? Baccarat.
It is not Baccarat. I'm sorry. You can steal now, Kelly. Come on.
What were you going to
Where's
say?
our light?
I was going to, we don't have a light.
Oh, there we go.
Were you going to say magnet? What were you
I'm going to go
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm going to go with blackjack.
Blackjack.
It is blackjack.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Okay.
Odds in the casino are blackjack.
Okay.
Here's your next question.
Okay.
Now, this one is for both teams. No buzzing in on this one, okay? Whoever can guess closer without going over this number will get 5 points, okay? Now, I'm going to ask Nick. I'm going to ask Nick and Kevin first to guess. Here's the question.
Explain it.
Approximately
How many weddings a day happen in Las Vegas?
Oh my gosh.
120. That's
Too high. It's too high. Sure.
30.
I like it.
Do we answer now?
You can answer
Okay.
now. Yes, you may.
37.
37, okay, that's your guess. All right, now, Kelly and Joe, approximately how many weddings a day happen in Las Vegas, do you think?
Go for it. Go for it.
75.
75, Bob.
75.
$1.
Okay, well, Kelly and Joe, you win because the correct answer is 300. It is actually 300.
I'm just going to say it. I was 120. Nick's like, there's no way. Way too high. The next one's worth 20, so it's...
Okay, fine. The next one is worth 20. You said it, and I'll make it so. Here is the question, worth 20 points. Where in Las Vegas are the Jonas Brothers playing from June 3rd till the 11th?
Please.
Don't mess this up, Kev. You can do it. Take it away.
Park MGM Theater.
It is the Park MGM Theater.
That was an easy one.
And you have won. Nick and Kevin, you have won. It's a miracle.
It's not about how you start, it's how you finish.
Oh my God.
That's how it goes.
Well, wait, in that clip we just saw you looking for aliens. So have you seen an alien? Have you ever had an experience?
I have never seen an ET face to face, but I have seen a lot of weird things in the sky that can't be explained, and even on the ground.
Nope.
Yes.
No, but you did hypnotherapy, and I've always wanted to do it for like separate reasons, but like you did hypnotherapy to learn more about the encounter, right?
Yes.
Did you have a crazy experience doing it?
I didn't have like a crazy experience doing it, but I think doing it for this, I did it for a crazy experience that I had.
Yeah.
I had a night where I was dreaming, and I say dreaming very loosely because I don't really know what happened, but I all of a sudden was in my room, and I know I said, I sound like, this is gonna sound so out there, but just bear with me. So I woke up in my room, and there was like 3 beings. And they were like, do you wanna see your planet? And I was like, oh, sorry.
So you were like, hell
I was like, hell yeah, let's go. So I like whooshed out of my room and was like hovering over the planet, and then all of a sudden, they were like, you wanna see our planet? And I was like, hell yeah!
Yeah.
So then I whooshed to this like pink and purple planet that I've never seen, and so that with the hypnotherapy, I was like trying to figure out what exactly that was. Was it like, I don't want to use the word abduction because that implies that it wasn't with consent. I was totally for it. You know what I'm saying?
You said hell yes.
So I can't call it like an abduction. I called it an astral projection for a long time because I went somewhere else.
Yeah.
But then I realized maybe this was just an encounter that I had.
Yeah.
And I talk about that on the show.
Well, it's so funny that you're talking about this, like, because is stuff like that real, or is it you're just like so vulnerable and your walls are down and you're so like, I sound like a stoner. I sound like a stoner. I'm not a stoner. I'm not a stoner. I just mean like it was interesting watching this show because I was like, wait, so maybe it's like it really does allow you because this one character ends up actually letting their walls down and like, and you're like, well, maybe that's what they really are feeling and they just weren't able to feel that and it's really real. So I don't know. I'm not against all of it being real.
Yeah.
I'm just terrified of it being real.
I think there's a common misunderstanding that these beings are bad because of all the movies that we've seen.
Yeah, like Sharks.
Independence Day or
or like it's
Sharks.
like we do with Sharks. Yeah, you make them horrible. They're just
Yes, but I think
they've been here longer.
I think that they've been here longer, and I think that you're talking about Sharks.
Yeah, I'm talking.
I was like, you're totally right. They've been here longer.
I'm like, am I stoned right now? No, I'm not.
But I think that they're just looking out for the well-being of humanity. Like, I think that they're...
Well, I'll take that.
Yeah,
I think we need all the help we can get.
We do.
Amen.
But I'll tell you what, Old Town Road was a song that it became the people's song, and the people embraced the song around the world, and they made it, they took the walls down. There was no walls, there was no barrier. So I'm a big fan of Johnny Cash. You know, Johnny Cash was always about music being inclusive, not divisive. And this song was something the whole world could sing, the whole world could dance. And
that's what I love about the collaboration too, because I'm gonna be real with you. I really need to know how that collaboration happened. Like, did Lil Nas X just call you, or were you just at a dinner, or like what?
It's not a very exciting story. I was having coffee with Tish. We just woke up, and she was going through her business thing and reading emails and stuff, and she said, oh, Columbia Records just reached out to see if you'd like to sing with Lil Nas X on this song called Old Town Road. And naturally I say, well, who's Lil Nas X? And then I go, well, where did I hear it? I never heard the song. And she said, TikTok. And I said, what's TikTok? And so she dialed in the video, and all of a sudden it just started playing. And I just stood up. I go, that's me. I want in on this. And
oh, that's so cool.
That had happened one
You
other.
knew.
I stood up. I said, that's me. And it had happened one other time in my life when I heard the demo of Achy Breaky Heart. I stood up and I said, that's me. I want on that. And
that's exciting. You know what I think? It always works with, especially artists and whatever your art is. If you love it, it works, I think. You know what I'm saying? If you're all in, because even if it's not super successful, you loved it and you got to do what you love, and there's no lose there.
I loved it, and I loved Lil Nas. The more I read about him, the more I studied his life and kind of what he was going through at that moment, and the fact that there seemed to be some type of resistance toward it in country music, and that he was reaching out to me, as they called it, they need a country element. And Lil Nas, for some reason, had...
Like, why do you think he picked you? Because he picked you. He asked you.
He did.
Yeah.
And they tell me, well, actually, he told me too, that it was because he watched Hannah Montana. I know. Thank God, Hannah Montana. Thank you.
I love that.
I know. I'm so thankful I did that show.
I know. I'm just laughing because I see Lil Nas X everywhere, and he's so like awesome and extrovert, and I just see him sitting at home just watching some Hannah Montana. That's awesome. So you have a rule when working together. What is it?
Oh, we each have a CBA, which we can pull at any time during the record making.
It's a can't be argued card. And we stole it from the National. It's basically like
can't be argued.
Can't be argued.
Oh, can't be argued.
You can do this on. You could do this on set too.
Yeah.
Like, I would do this as
it
an
could be in your contract.
It's basically a veto.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like,
or we use it the other way, opposite of a veto, where it's like, this is my can't be argued. This is my thing. That if you take this away from me, this is gonna not work for the band. Like I need this moment. Let me
you get
have
one.
it.
you get one.
You get one.
Oh, you only get one. That's good.
We each get one.
Because
per album, per day?
Per album.
One per album.
Okay.
per album.
I like
good
per
question.
day.
Per day. Like, this is my CBA for today.
There should be one per day.
There should.
Has there ever been one where the other has been like, no, really, I don't think this is a good idea? Where you really push, you're like, come on.
Yeah. We're usually on the same page, like when it comes to joint decisions. Like we really are. I don't know why, but
like
we
if someone
are.
ever pulled the card and you'd been like, no.
The only time.
That means yes.
Probably. Inside, but I just didn't want her to know.
By the way, went.
And then we were like, should we tell the story?
No.
But I do think on this record, there was one song in particular that stood out to us that I knew was like, this is going on the record.
Yeah.
And Allie was like, I don't know. It's not like, it feels a little bit soft compared to the other songs. It's a little more gospel leaning, but like we also know that that's kind of where our roots came from. So we were like, let's honor this.
Yeah.
But Allie was like, I'm not sure if it works.
I don't know.
on
I was
this album.
second guessing it.
I was like, this is my CBA. This song is going on it.
does, yeah.
And thank God because.
And now it makes sense that it's on the record, and I'm glad that AJ pulled it.
Yeah.
Pulled the CBA out.
Yeah.
But I
Usually
think
that's
all
how it
artists do that. We second guess things.
Yeah.
And you can't ever predict like what people are gonna like anyway, so you might as well just pick what you love and put it out.
It's
I
so
wonder
true.
if the Beatles would still have been together if they had a CBA.
There you go.
That's a great point.
If they hadn't
It's the Beatles had a CBA.
It's a slightly woman thing of recognizing someone's, and guys, I'm sorry to be,
I agree with you.
But they,
See how womanly I can.
They lock horns, and if they had this, you know, maybe some of the great bands would still be together that broke up.
Well, maybe we're changing history right here.
Yes, there you go. Right here, right now.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Everyone gets a CBA today.
Yeah, you get a CBA. You get a
They're
CBA.
like, okay, what do I do with this?
I'm going to use that with my kids. But they're not allowed to have one. I'm just kidding. It's a democracy. And I also know you're very powerful because you tried to start your own band when you were a kid, but you were too bossy.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. Oh, who told you that? No, here's the thing. I used my parents' printer, like all of their ink, you know, very expensive. And I would print out business cards for a business I didn't have. And I was a choreographer, and then I was looking for bandmates, and I'd put flyers all over
and
the
no one responded.
park. No one calls. And so I pretended.
I bet they're calling now.
They should have answered that flyer. I put up a lot of them. And so yeah, I was a one-person band for a long time, and it's interesting because my biggest weakness growing up was that I was gay and that I was different from everyone else, and now it's become my biggest strength because it's empowered me to.
I think why is it because you are who you are?
Yeah, and I think I really feared growing up because I was like, life is going to be so difficult and people are just not going to understand. And going into my music career, I was just like, why, like, if I'm scared, everyone else will be. So I have to embrace who I am. I have to be the brave one because if I take that first step, everyone else will follow and they will hopefully grow to, you know, feel inspired and know that they can have a good life. They don't have to commit suicide. They don't have to not love themselves. They can be loved. And it's about all these incredible, powerful women and just people in general taking that first step and initiative to showcase that.
Absolutely. I love you. I do. I love you.
Let me ask you, though, as a child star, well, both of you, you seem incredibly normal, you know?
Do you see this ridiculous outfit I'm wearing? Do I seem normal?
Okay, besides that. But you know what I mean? Did you, at any point, did you feel like, oh, I want to just be a kid, I want to go back? Or did you seem like you handled it pretty well?
That's really nice. Leah, I'll let you go first.
I'm just grateful that you think that we look normal.
Isn't that nice? No, I mean, I think it was a little easier for me to step into normality just because I grew up here, my friends are here, I went to college here, I went to high school here. I have a really nice community around me. My parents are still together, thankfully. They love each other very much. They love me and my brother very much. And I kind of grew up in a community that was just all love. And school was very important, so no matter what I was doing, whether it was Hannah Montana or I was in college through Young and Hungry, school kind of took precedent a lot of the time. And that helped me keep my head on straight. And I've got a kind of a ubiquitous amount of ridiculous hobbies, so that kind of helped us.
No, but that's great.